First of all, congratulations. You're going to move out of business school and get into the real world of work. As you make this transition, it's extremely important for you to ask yourself a fundamental question, which is, why did I do my MBA? Some people do an MBA to say that I want to be financially better off than most other people. That's possibly the biggest reason why people do an MBA. The second reason people do an MBA is to say, I don't want to be an engineer. I don't want to be a science graduate. I want to add a business layer to it. And hence I'll do an MBA, which gives me a broader set of skills. And the third reason people do an MBA is because people believe that an MBA is a good ticket to a good career in the future. So as you pass out of business school, I think step back and ask yourself, what are the reasons why you started an MBA and where are you today against those reasons? If the same reasons exist, then your next path should be in congruence with what you decided. So that's the first thing I'd ask you to do. The second thing which I want you to prepare for is that student life and staying on campus is very different from work life. When you're a student, you choose the subjects you want. You choose the professors you interact with. You choose which friends you want to go out with. That's not true in the real world. In the real world, you have to work with everybody. You have to be on time to office. You have to deliver on time, and you have to work with a wide variety of people. So the choices you made in business school and ensured that you excluded others is not possible in the real world. So in the business school, I submit to you, you made your choice to exclude who you want. In the real world of life, you need to include almost everybody. It's the opposite of how you behaved in business school. So please do think about that as you start your career, and do not exclude anybody, because life is about inclusion and you have to build a significant network. As you step into the world of work, I want you to think about 6 things, what I call A, B, C, D, E, and F. A is for agility, specifically in learning. You might think that it's a bit of a surprise that I'm asking you to learn. The value of a concept is less than a year today. You have to constantly learn in order to ensure that you're relevant, but more important, in order to ensure that you're delivering value both in your company and to your team and to your ecosystem partners. So if you're not constantly learning, then you'll have a serious challenge. So underlying this is a very important principle called, what is your style of learning? When you are in business school, your style of learning is class. You go to a class, the professor downloads some material and concepts, you go back, you refresh it, you go and write an exam, and that's how you learn. But that's not how learning happens in the real world. Learning happens in the real world when you seek out something, when you go become part of a project group, when you go talk to a customer, when you go interact with a consumer, when you go interact with senior people in the organization, when you go and interact with ecosystem partners. The ability to learn in each of these interactions and be agile and bring that learning to bear to improve the business results is absolutely crucial. So A is for agility, specifically in learning. The more agile you are, the more successful you will be in navigating the twists and turns that come before you. Next, B is for benchmark your performance. Never be relative in your performance evaluation. Business school teaches you how to be relative, whether your grades are better than somebody else. That's not real life, and that's not true anymore. You need to benchmark yourself to say, am I a better version of myself today than compared to yesterday? Am I going to be a better version of myself tomorrow compared to today? So if you're not constantly raising the benchmark in your own mind, you're not going to succeed. So it's extremely important for you not to get into relative, scoring, to say, hey, you know what, here's my batchmate. He's a junior manager, I'm a senior manager. He's a vice president, I'm a senior vice president. Those are absolutely, irrelevant. Benchmark to be the very best in your craft. Whatever you're doing, you must be the very best. And you are the sole judge of that. And that's absolutely, very, very important. In a sense, it's like in a cricket match, you can say, I scored 40, somebody else scored 30. But in golf, you're scoring against yourself. In golf, you'll say, I played to 10 handicap last time. Now can I play to 8? So you're benchmarking yourself and you're not benchmarking somebody else. So benchmarking yourself is for B. C is for collaboration. Okay. And today we have many tools in the workplace which help you collaborate. The most important being digital technology. Nothing is ever achieved by one individual alone. One individual can make a difference if he's a chef, if he's a creative person, if he's a trader, okay, if he's an investment banker. Those are areas where individual brilliance can see you through. But in 99% of the work that we do in the world, you need to collaborate with others. You need to collaborate with like-minded people. You need to take people along who could possibly disagree with you, who could possibly give you an alternate point of view to your thesis. But finding common areas of work is very important. Quite often at work, the mistake you can make is to say, this is my point of view, this is your point of view, and we don't seem to agree, so I don't need to deal with you. Don't do that. I think you must start from a position of saying, what is your point of view? What's my point of view? What are the commonalities between the 2 points of view? Work on the commonalities. Ensure that you spread that Venn diagram of commonalities. When you spread the Venn diagram of commonalities, then you get much more trust, you get much more bonhomie, and you get much more, camaraderie, and that will see you through. So collaborate. Digital is a horizontal platform. Today in an organization, whether it's IT, whether it's finance, whether it is customer facing, whether it's sales, whether it's marketing, all of us have data on the customer or the consumer. So information is freely available. Share it as much as you can. One of the ways to collaborate is to share information liberally. If you share information liberally, you'll get a lot more. Do not think that I need to hoard information. So collaboration means working with other people, finding commonalities of interest and expanding them. Collaboration also means sharing as much as you know. Do not worry whether the other person shares back or not, but you do share it. If you share it, trust me, you'll get bucketfuls of praise and bucketfuls of information back in return. So collaborate extensively as you start your work career. D is for discipline. Cannot tell you how important this is. Okay, discipline is absolutely core. Discipline is core to being trusted. Discipline in time, discipline in management of projects, discipline in management of work, discipline in managing your relationships, every single thing. If you're not disciplined, then you need luck and chance. And there will always be geniuses who don't need to be disciplined. But all of us are not geniuses. So we need to be extremely disciplined. In order to be disciplined, I'd request that you maintain a diary. Maintain a diary very clearly day in and day out. What are you doing? Okay, how is your schedule? There are some parts of your diary which are completely in your control. There are some parts of the diary which are not in your control. That's fair. That's not a problem at all. But if you maintain a thorough diary, that will help you ensure that you check your diary every morning at maybe 6:30 to 7 to say, what's in my diary today? Am I very well prepared for these meetings? And equally in the evening when you get back home, look at your diary, self-reflect and say, what could I have done better in this meeting? What went well? What have I learned? What could I have said better? That is a very, very good process in order to ensure that you're successful. So stay disciplined on time, stay disciplined on maintaining a diary, stay disciplined on being prepared for the day, and stay disciplined on being self-reflective every day. This is what I have done right through my career, and day in and day out, I look at my calendar. E is for what I call you should earn it. Many people say, deserve before you desire. There are no entitlements in life. E is for earning. There are no entitlements. Just because you're an MBA does not mean you'll be paid more. Just because you're an MBA does not mean you'll get faster promotions. There is nothing called entitlement. The earlier you stop thinking of entitlement, the better it is for you. Then I think you would have groomed yourself to be extremely successful. Do your very best. And the minimum time you must spend in an organization is, I believe, at least 3 years. The first year is to learn the job. The second year is to shape the job. And the third year is to deliver results on the job. As long as you're giving it your best. Once you've given it your best, If the company is not being fair to your talent, then by all means leave. There's nothing wrong in that. But you must be clear that you've given your best. If you haven't given your best, then you cannot earn anything. You're not entitled to anything. So earning and entitlement, please think about it very carefully. A degree does not give us the right to ask for something. And finally, F is for fitness. I've seen a number of people bloat suddenly in their first and second year after they start work. Why is that? It is so because they earn a salary, a handsome salary. Nobody monitors their time. In the hostel, you're supposed to sleep by about 10, 11, get up, and next morning you're supposed to be at work at 8:30. Now, suddenly you're partying, you're eating on junk food, okay, you're drinking, whatever you're doing, and suddenly your body rhythm is off. There's no sport, there's no activity, nothing. As a result of which, every day you come, in a manner of speaking, a bit lethargic to work. The day you come lethargic to work, your energy will not be there. You'll not be able to accomplish your task, and you'll not be able to complete it, and you'll not be able to create an impact. So staying fit, staying physically fit is an absolute mandatory thing to be mentally fit. If you're not physically fit, you will not be mentally fit. If you're not mentally fit, you'll not create impact on the job. You'll be yawning half the time in a meeting, and people will wonder as to why you're being so laid back. So being fit is absolutely critical. Start a routine. Every morning, getting up, exercising, going for a walk, going for a run, playing a game as many times as possible, etc. So have a fitness schedule. As you enter work, one of the things I really want you to remember is that an MBA is a degree. An MBA is not a guarantee of anything. An MBA is not a passport to anything. An MBA is not a visa to anything. An MBA, in my experience, over 30 years that I've seen it, and I have seen a number of people, and I've trained a number of people, coached a number of people, I always find that an MBA opens at best the first door to you, at best the second window. It is always your performance. It's always your ability to learn. It's always your ability to work with your own people, your ability to influence people, your ability to create an impact, and your ability to be seen as a trusted person with enough discipline in you, enough rigor in you to contribute back. That's why don't take the MBA degree as the passport. Stay agile and learn. Benchmark yourself continuously. Collaborate with as many people as you can. Stay very, very disciplined on time and your timetable. Earn it. You're not entitled to anything. Deserve before you desire. And finally, stay fit. As long as you do this, I guarantee you that only bad luck can stop you. If you do this, I personally believe you'll be one of the absolute shining stars of the corporate world. So all the very best as you transit from being a student to being employed to being on the workforce and contributing immensely and making an impact in the world of management and the world of business. All the very best. Thank you.